Ivy from Mega Me Center. Welcome to the IELTS Speaking series. In this series, we're going to provide you with not only high-scoring topic-related vocabulary to deal with a wide range of IELTS speaking topics, but also step-by-step instructions so you can express yourself more easily and spice up your answers. Before you continue watching the video, you may want to go to the description section below the video first, so you can take a look at the explanation of the vocabulary that we're going to use in this video, and you can catch up with me more easily. Let's get started. Today, we're going to talk about plans. It's a common topic in parts 1, 2, and 3, so make sure you're well prepared. In particular, in today's video, I want to show you how to deal with 3 specific part 3 questions. Question 1. Do people in Vietnam like to grow plants at home? When you answer this question, make sure that you talk about people in Vietnam, not you yourself. And we're talking about growing plants not anywhere else but at home. Focus on these 2 main points. If I had to answer this question, I would say yes. And then I will give reasons by talking about the benefits of growing plants at home. If we still have time, I will give examples of common houseplants. Now let me show you some main ideas. In particular, there will be 2 main points in my answer. Number 1, which is also the first reason why people grow plants at home. Oh, you can say, instead of growing plants at home, you can say people want to incorporate a green zone in the living space. So let's say, I will put them here for you to incorporate a green zone into the living space. This is how you can paraphrase the question. Okay, the first reason. I'm thinking about fresh air and decoration. Now, I'm gonna develop this idea by saying that a lot of people like to plant, for example, flowers or evergreens. Where? In hanging baskets and window boxes, or maybe in the garden or on the balcony. Oops. They are very good vocabulary. Make sure that you use them as examples. Now, why do they plant flowers or evergreens? It's because they want to add vitality to the living space. I mean, they want to bring more energy to their houses. Vitality is an uncountable noun. The second main idea, which is also the second main reason, is relaxation. Instead of using the word to relax, you should use words like to unwind, or you may want to use this phrase to find peace of mind. This is a noun phrase, peace of mind. And how can people find peace of mind from gardening? It's because they can commune with nature. Meaning they are surrounded with flowers and trees, nature in general. Now let's put them all together. Do people in Vietnam like to grow plants at home? The way I see it, if not all, the most residents in my country would love to incorporate a green zone into the living space. For one thing, they want fresh air and decoration. I mean, they want to add vitality to their houses by planting flowers and evergreens, for example, in hanging baskets or window boxes, or maybe on the balcony or in the garden. For another thing, a lot of people, especially elderly people, as you can see, would love to commune with nature so they can find peace of mind. And that's all. Let's move on to question 2. How do schools teach students to grow plants? Make sure that you talk about what schools can do. There are two main parts in my answer, the what and the how. I mean, what schools should teach and how schools can teach such things. Firstly, schools should provide students with fundamental knowledge of horticulture. Fundamental means basic, and horticulture is a good paraphrase of gardening. I mean the techniques of growing plants. Then you can give some examples of exactly what students should learn to do, like sowing seeds, watering, and fertilizing plants. Another thing that students should be able to learn is the importance of tree planting. That way, schools can encourage the students to plant more trees, not only in the schoolyard, but also maybe in the garden or in the neighborhood, anywhere else. Now, the how. One effective method is to make tree planting an official lesson, or you can say schools can add this to the curriculum, and also it's effective and engaging to organize some extracurricular activities where students are encouraged to take care of flowers, to plant some more trees, even in the garden. Now, let's put them all together. How do schools teach students to grow plants? In my opinion, the first thing, which is also the most fundamental thing to be taught, is the knowledge of horticulture. I mean, how to grow seeds, water, and fertilize plants, for example. And also, schools should enhance the importance of tree planting so that they can raise students' awareness. How can schools do all of those things? One very effective method, in my opinion, is to make tree planting an important lesson, or in other words, this should be added to the curriculum. Besides, I think it would be very engaging to run extracurricular activities where students are encouraged to take care of flowers in the schoolyard, for example. Last but not least, what are the main plants in Vietnam? As you can see, there's a diversity of crops and plants in general in Vietnam, so it's impossible to name them all. That's why we need to be selective. When we talk about plants in Vietnam, obviously, we should think about crops first of all. And when it comes to crops, obviously, rice is the predominant plant. Or you can say rice is the staple plant or crop. Because rice is not only a subsistence crop, but also a cash crop. That means people grow rice not only for food, but also for money to export. The next point is industrial plants. You don't have to explain this main point in detail, just like what you did in the previous point. Here you need to give some examples. I think that's going to be enough. Some examples of important industrial plants in Vietnam are coffee and rubber. Then you can talk about herbs and other kinds of vegetables. Once again, just list them. You don't have to go into detail here. And finally, you may want to talk about plants with symbolic meanings like lotus, bamboo. Obviously, you don't need to cover all of the 4 main points here. I'm afraid that your answer may be a little bit too long if you cover them all. So once again, you need to be selective. You should choose 2 or 3 main points at most to include in your answer. And let me show you how to answer this question completely. What are the main plants in Vietnam? Well, as you can see, Vietnam as an agricultural country has a diversity of plants. First off, I shouldn't forget to talk about crops, particularly rice, because it's a staple crop in my country. Rice is known as not only a subsistence crop, but also a cash crop. As you know, Vietnam is one of the world's chief exporters of rice. Then I shouldn't forget to talk about industrial plants, things like rubber, coffee, cashew, etc. Together with a wide range of herbs and many other kinds of vegetables, in fact. That's all. If you still have time, if you can speak fluently, then you can talk about this. Last but not least, I want to introduce some plants with symbolic meanings, such as bamboo or lotus, the national flower of my country. That's it for today. Give us a thumbs up so we know that you found the video useful, and leave us any comment, any feedback, and tell us what you want the next video is about so we can help you better in your IELTS preparation process. And don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell button next to it so you won't miss any new video lessons from Megami Center. Thanks for watching. Until next time, and don't forget to practice, practice, practice. Bye!